Hello, hello. Welcome to the Writer's Cave and welcome to our free masterclass on how to master writing your book. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Rain Dalrymple, CEO of the Writer's Cave, and I've been doing this for about 3 years now. It all began when I started writing my own book, and actually that started like 9 years prior to that, and I kept putting it on the shelf and putting it on the shelf, and finally I decided to buckle down and get it done. It is a process for sure, as some of you that may have attempted to write your book found out that there's a lot more involved than what we realize when we get started. So for the past 25 plus years, I've been a content creator, facilitating, coaching, consulting, that sort of thing in the corporate world. And now I run my own publishing company, helping other people write their books. As well, I also have Sight Beyond Sight, which was my first book that I published. And that was about close to 3 years now. And the latest book, Holistic Oracle, which is a compilation of 16 of us authors in the book, sharing our expertise and the gifts that we offer, such as Reiki energy work, readings, holistic nutrition, those sorts of things. So let me just share with you a few things that are important when you are considering writing your book. And I call it the double AI. So not AI as in what we're moving into in the futuristic and current day evolution. I'm talking about awareness, awakening, intellect, and intuition. So those are kind of 4 ingredients that help us to move through the process of writing. So for example, awareness is that aha moment, or those little whispers of moments where we realize that we have something to offer and something to give to others, in sharing our expertise and our specialties and things that we've done over the years. It could be a heartfelt experience that we've had in a relationship, such as dealing with bipolar, or and how did we get through those experiences, and helping our child or our partner move through life. There's a lot of subjects we could talk about. So there's holistic gifts that we might want to share, the healing arts. We might be really skilled at triathlons, and we want to share with others how to train and to succeed at winning in a triathlon. There's just, the sky is the limit, really. So we look at the awareness piece, right? We look at how, if we are aware that a book is something that we really want to do and we want to write, we're aware of that now, and we're starting to look at different possibilities of what the subject might be that we want to convey to others, to help them, a teaching tool, a guidance book. Okay, it could be a story, it could be a novel, it could be your biography. There are just so many things that we can write about. Then the second step is awakening. That's when we really get that deep inner knowledge or knowing that, let's say we want to write a book about my life as a monk. Maybe you were a monk back in the day, I don't know, and you want to write about that. So now you've got that awareness, and so now it's about developing the awareness within yourself, and that is in the sense of your intellect connecting with your passion and your desires, and connecting with the experiences you've had or the knowledge that's there, right? And so then, of course, like I said, that takes us to intellect. So intelligence. So what, what training, skills, knowledge do we have that we can share with others? Or we may be doing it as, a therapeutic tool for ourselves. There's, just so much going on in our mind that we want to get it all down on paper and write a how-to book. That's possible. So then our last one is intuition, and all the way throughout your book, you're going to connect with that intuition and develop it further. And throughout this course, I'm going to be sharing weekly tips and tools on video and emails and through Messenger. I do a lot of my connecting with my clients on Messenger because it's quick and it's easy. If you don't use Facebook or Messenger, that's fine. There are other ways that we can do it through text. There are also some pretty cool apps out there now that you can upload and get instant connection with someone. WhatsApp is an older version. There are some new ones out as well. So we're growing as a company in our field. We're growing in so many different aspects, and some of those aspects are the digital market, right? That includes, how can we be more efficient with our time? How can we access, or what tools and resources can we access to assist us and to help us get to that wisdom and that knowledge quicker? So, a quick tip on that is sometimes we have a difficult time. We're so up in our head because as thinkers, as most writers are, we're thinkers. And so we're up in our head a lot. So how do we get those thoughts from up in our head onto paper or on our computer? And really, like, I can't tell it any more simply, is just to get started. Take 5 minutes to sit down. I call it the 5-minute rule, and that's not something that I developed. That's, other inventors have presented us with the 5-minute rule. Like, say, if you're trying to quit smoking or something, you delay that gratification. Whereas in this example, you would want to give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes to sit down when you're having your coffee or your tea and just jot some ideas down, or hop on your computer and just put your hands on the keys and just start typing whatever comes to your mind. It doesn't even have to make sense. No, you don't even have to have the periods and the commas and everything, all the punctuation in there. Just type. And that's how we start now accessing our mind and bringing our emotions and our mind together to create what we are creating. Okay. We also will learn how to make money on Amazon, KDP. There are other platforms that you're privy to once you upload onto Amazon. We will be helping with that, of course. How to expand using your book as a business tool. So, for example, I have a client who uses the book as a gift. He actually gifts his clients with the book in order to help them in their thinking process and to help them evolve. Because it's not just, even when you are running a business, no matter what it is, right? Selling workout equipment. It doesn't matter what it is, you are helping people to evolve in who they are, right? So there's always that learning and teachable component involved. You will learn how to, or consider, do you want to have a website? Are you going to blog? Is this going to be something that you would like to do podcasts, be a guest on podcasts with? There are just so many options. Like, I'm just giving you the bare roots, right, or bare guts right now, because that root, as it's planted, starts to grow, and this really is an evolving process. It's going to grow you, believe me. And that, I think, is sometimes what scares people, is because they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid to take that step forward. They're afraid to change, right? And it does change us. When we write like that, we're digging deep into who we are and pulling that out and sharing it with others. So we also help you through those vulnerable times, because you need to be able to process it, talk about it, sit down and write feverishly for an hour or two every day for 30 days, and then take a break, pull back from it, or give yourself 5 days a week you're going to write for an hour a day, and then you take 2 days off. You remove yourself and you take a break so that you can breathe and you can process what you wrote. When you go back to it, then you read it again and you say, oh, that's not what I meant to say, right? And you change the words. So there's just, in that whole process of writing your book, there's so much to share. What else? We will help you with, if you have interests with YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram. There are a million of them out there. So as we move through the process, and you might kind of have an idea in your clarity moment in the beginning, when we sit and have a chat about what your goals are, you might already have an idea. Oh, I want to set up a YouTube channel so that when my book is out, I want to talk about it. I want to share it with people. And I want to do a play-by-play on some of the tools and techniques that I've shared in my book. And that's great. If you already know that, that's great. If you don't, it's fine also, because we're growing through that process and moving through the experience. We will also talk about what is your evolving edge and your signature mission. So we're going to talk about your mission, your what ifs, your why. Why are you doing this? What is your meaning in writing a book? Is it because you just feel like getting your life down on paper? Is it that you want to leave a legacy for your children or your grandchildren? Or is it something that you want to use in your line of work that can help? Let's say you work in trauma therapy with a corporation, and you want to be able to help people process their grief, when you are working, with EMS, for example. You might be out on calls and you're watching your coworkers go through meltdowns because they don't know how to handle the grief, right? So you might have some tips and tools that you want to share about that. So there's lots of things we can visit and talk about that are pertinent to each of your own experiences, because this is a unique experience. Each person, I know so many people writing their books, but every one of us writes differently. Our style is different. How we want the book to looks different. Pick up, go into any, chapters, any bookstore, and pick up 5 books, and you're going to see that every single one of them looks completely different, right? So we also want to talk about setting a publishing goal. What is your time frame on this? For example, this summer's summer camp is called Publishing 30, 60, 90. So I think I originally called it 30, 60 or something. But, really the point is, you want to set a goal for yourself. Are you going to write this book in 60 days? Are you going to write it in 120 days? You're going to set a goal, but then that's going to shift because life happens and things happen. So maybe, for a month, you're working a lot of overtime and you can't dedicate the time that you wanted to the books. So then, you postpone that goal by another 30 days or whatever works for you, right? And if you are looking at the book as residual income, we'll look at different ideas around that and how to create a residual income for yourself out of your book. And what does that look like to you? What is the dollar figure that you want to see coming in every month and thereafter? Some topics that we will discuss over this time period that we're working together. I will be sending out weekly, like I mentioned earlier, weekly tips and tools and videos and all that kind of stuff to keep you motivated. That is one of the most challenging pieces, is keeping yourself motivated. So we will have a group that everyone can belong to on Facebook and be a part of, and uh, share your thoughts on there or ask questions. And it just keeps us linked in, right? So that we don't become too lackadaisical and, let a year go by, because believe me, it doesn't take long for a year to go by. I found that out when I started writing my first book. It life just happens, and this will help us to stay connected and connected to our goal, right? To our mission. So some topics that we will discuss is motivation and limitation versus confidence, getting out of your comfort zone, nutrition and lifestyle, because that's really important. And I don't know too many other publishing companies that talk about that. But for me, it's something that's really important to have a routine and to know where you're going and what you're putting into your body and all that kind of stuff. Movement and stillness. Are you going to move at it, like I said earlier, full throttle, every day, or are you going to take 5 days off and only write on the weekends? It really is about your lifestyle and what works for you. And you don't forget, one thing I want you to remember is that you will repurpose your content over and over again. So you will write and then you'll come back to it. Even, maybe you write something in your first chapter and then you decide to go back and add something to that chapter after you're in chapter 3 or 4. And you shift your content and you say, oh no, that doesn't belong in chapter 1, that needs to be in chapter 3. And you'll rewrite those things, because at the time you're just where you're at in your space, in your mind and your emotions when you're writing. So as you develop and evolve, you're going to change some of those things. And so one of the mottos I like to say for the Writer's Cave is real people telling real stories. And that's really what we're all about. Is it's not about let's get a computer to do the work. It's about us tapping into, what I'm talking about with AI. I'm not saying we can't use AI as a tool to help with the process, but we really want to try and keep it as organic as possible, because it's us writing that. It's our personality, it's our thoughts, it's our emotions, it's our experiences. So real people telling real stories. That's what's going to bring people in to want to read your book. And finally, remember that when you're committed, nothing can stop you, right? It's kind of like when you're out in the forest with your cell phone and you're searching for a signal, that's nothing can stop you. There may be delays and there may be some hurdles, but nothing will stop you, because that's your goal. That's your goal, is to write your book and to get it out there. So I'm going to throw a challenge out to you. We are starting this Thursday with our classes. And I just want to mention before I put the challenge out there is that by connecting with me, when you do decide to, and if you do decide to jump on board with me, you will receive my latest book. Everything starts with a wish and a dream. And that is a journal to help you with some of those challenging moments. It's a journal to help you reflect and to think about what you're writing about, and to revisit that, because we all get stuck, right? We all get stuck and we all have moments where we get stuck. So it's a journal to help you with that process. So you'll get that book free when you sign up. Okay. And don't forget, we're going to have the Facebook page, and we're going to have weekly videos and emails and messages sent to you to inspire you. It might just be, get out of bed this morning and touch your toes. I mean, that's a little silly and a little simple, but rather than laying there with the blankets over your head and not wanting to get out of bed, it might be as simple as me sending a message to you that morning to, step out of bed, and sit down and throw some thoughts down. So I'm here to support you. And at the Writers Cave, we've got writers that are here to consult with you and support you in your process. You can reach me again through Messenger on Facebook, Rain Dalrymple at the Writers Cave, or you can contact me at through email at intherwriterscave@gmail.com. And I hope to see you all there. I look forward to meeting you all and sharing your amazing experiences. Before I leave, I'll just kind of recap with you what you'll receive with this package. Okay, so this is our summer camp promotion for publishing. You will receive value above and beyond the package pricing, okay? Because my prices right now run $58.88, so $5,888. So this package you're getting for $888.88. Okay, just phenomenal. You'll receive coaching designed to fit your schedule, because there'll be coaching meetings that we have, via phone or, video, whatever, Zoom, whatever way you want to connect. It's a structured program. You will develop, grow, and stay on track with your vision with the weekly tips and tools I shared. And proofreading, formatting, and typesetting are all included. So whether you send it in a Word document, you snapshot it with your phone, or you send voice recordings, whatever works for you. Let's say you're putting together a recipe book. You can easily snapshot those recipes, and then we can discuss pictures that you might want to post of the food that you are in the recipes that you are promoting. You'll have help with the book layout, cover design. You'll have an ISBN number when we get it uploaded onto Amazon. That is free, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to pay for it. One of our gals signed up with a company for $4.97, and they tried to get her bank account information. They wanted to charge her for an ISBN number, which in Canada, by the way, we are in Canada, you get that free, right? So there's a lot of, you got to be careful out there. There's a lot of misguidance. You'll have help on printing and distribution, on what to do, the how-tos, any questions you have about it. And also keep in mind that the book that you write is your intellectual property. It doesn't belong to the Writers Cave. You are the sole creator of your property. We'll talk about passive income as a side hustle, as I mentioned before, business guidance, the sky's the limit. And when you sign up, again, like I say, you get the new journal that I created, and it's a journal meant to inspire you. All of this for $888.88, a savings of $5,000, and payment plans are available. So getting started is the beginning. Classes begin this Thursday. Inbox me at Facebook, Rain Dalrymple at the Writers Cave. Can't wait to see you.